Licking Old Wounds. Special song channel, though. It's the Love You Want, my sleep token. Mama Mosey Tarot, no captions, no hashtags, no trending sounds. If you're seeing me, it may be for a reason. Sometimes that reason is to test your own discernment to see if you really need to be listening to me or any tarot reads at all right now. So if this feels like, probably not for you, don't like my vibe, feel free to scroll. I might have some other messages that resonate a little bit more with you. But this one is about responsibility. But this one says you're taking on the necessary responsibilities, creating long-lasting trust and security. You provide reliable support for family, friendships, or work relationships. But then we had risk and heart's desire right after it, followed by the cam girl, kids on bikes, and the two of cups. So this really feels like you have responsibilities and you are using those responsibilities as a brake, as a block, as a chuck to hold you where you are instead of moving on towards what you are now terming a risk, something that's you're not quite sure how it's going to turn out. So risk can be good or bad. You're not quite sure how it's going to turn out, but you are being told to follow your heart's desire. Hold on. This message is about following your heart's desire. Heart's desire. Sing along to your heart's song, for it knows what you truly want. And then we had the cam girl after it. So the cam girl is a little... We get the Six of Swords too. So I'm going to go over this first. The cam girl is a card of how we all sell ourselves, parts of ourselves, our bodies, to a higher power, whether that's your boss, your spouse that you accidentally made a mistake and he's got the power right now. It's little parts of ourselves that we give away willingly, unwillingly to others. But with this, the cam girl, and especially the Six of Swords behind it, it feels more like you know what you're about. You know your worth. You know what you are worth. And you know what you have to offer. You know what you have to offer. It is that confidence, that standing 10 toes down in your self-knowledge, knowing who you are and what you have. Now is the time to go after what you want. You get the Six of Swords. Pleasure. Right down there. Boom. We're here for, oh God. And everything you've learned before now has brought you to this point where you're ready to take these risks, and because you know your worth. You have proved it even to yourself how much you're worth. I will say though, when I was shuffling, the theme that I kept splitting the deck at is sharing it with people. You don't have to share everything, and you don't need other people to tell you what to do with yourself. The choice is for you and you alone. But we did have the Two of Obelisks here, and this is a call to use certain milestones and things as mile markers in your own personal progress. So it might be that you don't want to take a big risk right away. You take little small ones and you mark down each day how that risk turned out for you, okay? And then I don't know why I picked this deck up. I picked up the whole deck like I'm going to shuffle this one. Maybe I'm supposed to. Which is Oracle Plane? Yeah, it's Oracle Plane Secrets, and I felt like I was supposed to shuffle that. But we have the Ali Man's Tarot. So I'm going to get actually bottom of the deck energy for this real quick. So bottom of the deck energy for this is the Ace of Swords. Oh boy. So we got the Ace of Swords, and then you had the Two of Cups with the Six of Wands, and woof, the Lovers and the Hierophant. So it's like you're not ready. You're telling yourself you're not ready for this right now. You just want to be on your own. And that may be true, but there is a victory card here. You have successfully made it on your own. And then with this Two of Cups, can be a card of relationships, but is often more a card of balance and choice. So it feels like you've gotten to a really, really good point where you have kind of got your emotions balanced. You might feel something for a particular person, especially with that Two of Cups. You might feel something for a particular person, but you are very, very good at controlling it and honing it, controlling it, guiding it, not letting it mess up anything else. So with that, because I got the Oracle Plane Secrets, and I did want to say bottom of the deck energy for the Oracle Plane Secrets, it was kids on bikes. So it was more about finding the joy in things again. Possibly finding the joy in taking the risk itself, but I'm not sure. So usually when people do see me, it's because there's something they need to change, or something they need to hear that they've been avoiding, or something that they aren't listening to, or they're ignoring their intuition. So why are you seeing me about this risk? So Tower Takeover flew out. Taking this risk, you might look at it like taking this risk fucks with your responsibilities and throws everything helter-skelter, all over the place, kind of topsy-turvy. To take this risk, you have responsibilities to take care of. You have people that are depending on you. And with this, there are people that you do have people that are depending on you, but like I said, you are using that for a crutch to not do any healing. You've started to use the responsibility of others as a a cage almost. Not a cage to keep you trapped, but a cage to keep you stable, because you have all of these other responsibilities and all of these other people that are dependent on you for one reason or another, whether that's because you create content and they listen to your, it's like stuff that helps people calm down, even just like boyfriend content or whatever. But there is content that you create that you know is, you feel you have a responsibility to keep creating. You can't change it in any certain way because people have come to depend on you. But that is actively preventing your healing. And my favorite example of that is when Maynard was asked from Tool, if you know, you know. He was asked, because people kept saying like, oh, what was it? That fucking song. Oh my God. Hooker with a Penis. Hooker, he even addressed it, that people were like, you sold out, you changed your music. But he did an interview later on that was like, people are saying that you've changed your music, you've changed your sound, you've changed your style. Why? And the best fucking answer I've ever heard in my life to that question: if I can't heal from my art, how can I expect you to? Bingo, bango, bongo. So if I can't heal from my art, there is a childhood injury here that you need to heal. And I don't want to say that your idea of responsibility in caring for other people is completely preventing this from healing, but it's taken a big chunk of your attention away. Yeah, fuck. White Dragon Wormling fell down right under Childhood Rival. And then we had Rome on top of Childhood Rival. You need to explore this. You need to expand this. It doesn't have to be rushed. You don't have to completely stop everything you're doing, change your content completely. But you should definitely explore this, okay? Okay, I just had the Jackalope. And it is going to be in little things, in little day-to-day measures, but it is also going to be not lamenting, because you see in this, 8s can be card of like giving up, despair. But if you see in this one how there is an 8, but there's music and the moonlight, it is appreciation of the small things that even if they're not seen to be going right for you right now, you know that you can learn from this. You know that if you get mired down or bogged down in something, you can pull yourself out. 724 on the timer. So approach it with that same confidence you have right now, knowing your worth, knowing what you can handle, and knowing that you have people, especially with that B card of community, knowing that you do have people that would help if you ever asked it. Because whoosh, the Wingman in reverse, the Woods in reverse, and then, God, I always forget the fucking name of it. And then the symbol. So this is, I keep wanting to call it Everstar. Hold on, I gotta look it up. Okay, it's called Elysian. And since I keep fucking forgetting the name, I figured I would read it, the actual definition, to you. Elysian is recognizing yourself in the cosmos, your space in the infinite universe, and instead of falling to disparity or insignificance, seeing the beauty of being a mortal creature in a universe where even the stars themselves will die one day. So, Woundman in reverse and the Woods in reverse. It's like you're not seeing... And the whole idea I get from this is wounds from childhood. These wounds are no longer hurting you. There was definite wounding there, 100%, but then the Woods in reverse. It's like it happened in childhood and you haven't been able to come to grips with it. You're still seeing it from that, and not even from the childhood point of view in that things are fleeting. In the childhood point of view of this is completely concretely how the world is and I cannot change it. And it's a lot more of the feeling of my wounds affect how I act as well. Like you found a niche for yourself and you're afraid to stretch out for fear of splitting scabs open somehow. And then we got ancestors. That's what it is. That's what it is, baby. I knew it. So there is some trauma. And with the ancestors card coming out, I want to say maybe that those people that enacted that trauma aren't necessarily around or even in a good space for you to get any kind of succor or reprieve, give forgiveness, any kind of release or relief from those interactions. And so I don't want to say over time, but this is greatly affecting your ability to create too, because this flew out in reverse and landed on the Woods and the Woundman, touching the ancestors. So this is definitely affecting your creation. And God, we had wildness on the bottom. So wildness is you terming something that is different than what you would like it to be, something different from society, something not good, something wild. You terming it wild because you're not necessarily accepting it as part of you. Fucking hair getting stuck on my chest. Pirates of the Caribbean might be significant. Laser Blaster. So this is a card of practice the way you play the way you practice. This is, and I like guns. I'm a fan of guns, but the symbology in this card is kind of hard to miss about how people are teaching play with things that resemble something serious. So it could be that your wildness touched a little bit on something that you didn't find necessarily, you weren't so like 100% in on, but because of the reaction that happened here, now you're just kind of hiding it and you're taking everything very, very lightly, not so seriously, because you don't want to ruin anything or anybody else. And I should have mentioned earlier when I saw Fate's Dice, that was another card of dice coming out. Not coming out, but drawing my attention, which Fate's Dice is, put it in Fate's hands and trust the universe for the things that you can't control. But this, you need to heal from this. Whether you hurt somebody or not, that's... So you, okay, Spinosaurus came out. This is another card of time, and time being kind of inconsequential when it comes to certain things. You can think back on the memories all you want. You can say, oh, I had this great love, even though I didn't really do anything about it. But that's not the story, because it didn't exist. It's a fossil. You know what I mean? It is nothing like what it once was, is the best way that I can think of to say it. Because you fucking walking around the swamp and you see this fucking thing. Everything's evacuating, right? But if you come across these bones in the fucking desert, or wherever the fuck you find these bones, you come across these bones, you're not going to shit yourself. You might get a little excited. But that's because it's not what it once was. It's just a memory. And you are not what you once were. And especially the fact that you're so fucking worried about hurting somebody else that you constantly keep yourself separate and keep yourself... a past mother might have something to do with it. Keep yourself separate from forming those deep down connections. You keep everything at the surface, and you miss out on so much that way. You miss out on lessons, you miss out on just connections, stories, fun times, memories to even create. Oh god, Fun Police and Worth came out. I know there's a card behind Worth. But now is the time. Now is the time for you to address this. You have done the work. We had grains on the bottom. You have done the work. You have done the work. You have done the work. All that's called now is for you to heal from certain ideas and ideals that have been injected into your life, whether that is from, okay, not from church, whether that's from a sort of belief system, the way you were raised, the culture that you're around, even the people that you're around now. There might be, for some of you, this is a system that you have to break out of, especially with the, where was it? This B card in reverse. It's like this, you're not getting healing in the setting, in the situation from the people that you're in, possibly because they're so concerned with healing their own selves, and you've put yourself enough on a back burner when it comes to your interactions with these people that they feel comfortable putting you on a back burner as well. We have the Fun Police. So this is telling me, oh, and then I didn't look at, oh god, we have Unravel in the Seamstress. So hidden behind your worth, you have this idea that everything's going to unravel if you change. If you change something and cause people to leave, people leaving you is not good. It's always bad. So I would also say that you have some heavy people-pleasing tendencies that you need to address. But stop. There are things that are keeping you awake at 4 a.m. that you know you need to address. And it could even be this risk. Because underneath risk, we had reminiscing. It's looking at photos, good times, thinking, and dwelling. So underneath this risk, it could be that there's somebody or something that needs your notice drawn to it, because we had notice out there is keeping you awake. You need to see it for a reason and decide for yourself if this risk is worth it, if it is time for self-care. This is the devil. This isn't bad devil. This is a card of self-care, of doing what you want when you want, and knowing that you can handle it, and that you're ready for any repercussions, and you take responsibility for any actions you take and anything that happens after that. This is full intent, okay? Which you have to have if you're going to get that gem hidden in that bag of blades. Okay? Take the risk. I hope this helped. Love you.